I think at the moment everything is very fragile. It's not that stable. And if there is happening one thing, you can call it a black swan event, it can change everything. It can switch the whole world like this. Hello my dear viewers, and welcome to a new Bible reading. Today I will read to you the story of Jesus and Nicodemus. This is in John 3. Now there was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. He came to Jesus by night and said to him, "Rabbi, we know that you are a teacher come from God, for no one can do these signs that you do unless God is with him." Jesus answered him, "Most certainly I tell you, unless one is born anew, he can't see God's kingdom." Nicodemus said to him, "How can man be born when he is old? Can he enter a second time into his mother's womb and be born?" Jesus answered, "Most certainly I tell you, unless one is born of water and spirit, he can't enter into God's kingdom. That which is born of the flesh is flesh. That which is born of the Spirit is spirit. Don't marvel that I said to you, you must all be born anew. The wind blows where it wants to, and you hear its sound, but you don't know where it comes from and where it's going. So is everyone who is born of the Spirit." Nicodemus answered him, "How can these things be?" Jesus answered him, "Are you the teacher of Israel and don't understand these things? Most certainly I tell you, we speak that which we know and testify of that which we have seen, and you don't receive our witness. If I told you earthly things and you don't believe, how will you believe if I tell you heavenly things? No one has ascended into heaven but he who descended out of heaven, the Son of Man, who is in heaven. As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life." For God so loved the world that he gave his only born Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. For God didn't send his Son into the world to judge the world, but that the world should be saved through him. He who believes in him is not judged. He who doesn't believe has been judged already, because he has not believed in the name of the only born Son of God. This is the judgment, that the light has come into the world, and man loved the darkness rather than the light, for their works were evil. For everyone who does evil hates the light and doesn't come to the light, lest his works would be exposed. But he who does the truth comes to the light, that his works may be revealed, that they have been done in God. After these things, Jesus came with his disciples into the land of Judea. He stayed there with them and baptized. John also was baptized in Enon near Salim, because there was much water there. They came and were baptized, for John was not yet thrown into prison. Therefore a dispute arose on the part of John's disciples with some Jews about purification. They came to John and said to him, "Rabbi, He who was with you beyond the Jordan, to whom you have testified, behold, he baptizes, and everyone is coming to him." John answered, "A man can receive nothing unless it has been given him from heaven. You yourself testify that I said, I am not the Christ, but I have been sent before him. He who has a bridge is the bridegroom. He who has the bride is the bridegroom. But the friend of the bridegroom who stands and hears him rejoices greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. Therefore my joy is made full. He must increase, but I must decrease. He who comes from above is above all. He who is from the earth belongs to the earth and speaks of the earth. He who comes from heaven is above all. What he has seen and heard, of that he testifies, and no one receives his witness. He who has received his witness has set his seal to this, that God is true. For he whom God has sent speaks the words of God. For God gives the Spirit without measure. The Father loves the Son and has given all things into his hand. One who believes in the Son has eternal life, but one who disobeys the Son won't see life, but the wrath of God remains on him. That's all for today, my dear viewers. It's a beautiful day here in Estonia. Today I was hiking here in the forest. I was filming a video for my German channel. I had some good food with me in my backpack over here, and it's very windy today. And it reminds me, like it's written in the Bible, with the Spirit. You can hear the wind, you can see the leaves moving, you can hear the noise in the trees, but you don't know where the wind comes from and where the wind will go through. And that's exactly the same with the Spirit. And when I'm out here in nature, especially when I'm sitting here in such a spot like this, it's a little bit hilly here, I have a nice overview over the landscape. Everything is moving because of the wind. It feels good here. I can calm down here from all the things that are happening at the moment in the world. There's so much going on at the moment that to find peace I have to go to nature, and here I will find the peace, or I can find it easier than anywhere else, because here I'm surrounded with God's creation, nature. I only hear the sound of nature. Everything is natural around me, and if I not stare too much on my screen of my cell phone, I can keep that level of nature contact and calmness and peace. But that thing here can disturb that. It's not easy with the cell phones. Really not easy. Sometimes I wish it will all vanish away with the internet and with those cell phones. Well, or only phones like we had it in the beginning, you know, with numbers. You type in the numbers, maybe you can write an SMS. Every number has 3 letters, and then you're sitting there writing the SMS. I am that generation, I did that in the past. But now it's completely different. And I'm getting so used to the cell phone and to ask Google or to ask ChatGPT for things, and you want to know immediately if there is a question, you want to answer the question or have the answer immediately. So I ask ChatGPT and bam, I have the answer. But when I have the answer, I will forget it mostly. Well, I will not forget it, but let me say it like that, we have so much, or I have so much information, because everything is interesting, you know. To receive or to watch a lot of information is also a habit. It's like it gives you something, you know. You have information, you feel good, I know something, but what does this knowing with you? Why do you need to know so much things? Sometimes it's better, like now at this moment, I'm really calm now. I read in the Bible, I make this video, I'm talking to you, and I feel really calm, and yeah, that's good. That is very important, to have a gap between civilization, internet, artificial intelligence, unnatural sounds, what we have in the city life and so on. Because one thing is very important for us as human, because all these things at the moment that we are surrounded by, all these artificial things, they are relatively new. We humans will live for a long time here on this earth. And these new things here, they are not that old. Few years, machines. But there was a time before that. And that was a very important time. The time when we as people lived very close together with nature. I think we had much better senses. We could smell better, hear better, see better. Even our intuition was better, I think, and we had a better sense for danger, for example. Maybe we were not so full of anxiousness, so more relaxed, more calm. Yeah, and I think that was very, very important. Because of our ancestors, we are able to live now. Because if they would not have survived, for example, Ice Age, and were able to different kind of situations that happened during all those thousands of years on Earth, and all the time humans adapted to these situations because they were living close to nature. They knew how to live with nature, but we lost that mostly because there is no need to at the moment. But that's very fragile to think like that. Or yeah, practically it's very fragile. It's a very fragile thing. I think at the moment everything is very fragile. It's not that stable. And if there is happening one thing, you can call it a black swan event. It can change everything. It can switch the whole world like this in a moment, and then everything is different. It's like if you shovel the cards new and you put them on the table, everything is new then. And on what do you rely then? On ChatGPT, on Google, on your smartphone when the battery dies? What I want to say is, it is very, very important to get in touch with nature, with the earth, because this is also a living creature It's my point of view. The whole world is like, for me, is living. We are living with Earth. We are not separated. We are a part of that creation here. And it's important that we can live with Earth and not against it. God bless you all. See you in the next video. Goodbye.